Las Vegas is just days away from reopening at 100%. But as the tourists return, rideshare drivers seem to be stuck in park.
Fox 5's Kim Passoff live outside McCarran International, where plenty of tourists complain that this is keeping them from getting Uber drivers and Uber drivers off the road.
Yeah, John and Jacqueline, COVID restrictions have been dropped for other businesses, but the rideshare industry is saying, what about us? At the beginning of the pandemic, Nevada's governor put a pause on surge pricing as part of the state of emergency. And today, nearly a year later, it still remains in place.
It's like I've driven for Lyft for 7 years, and I've done over 10,000 rides. But I'm not going to work for pennies.
Former Uber and Lyft driver Craig Catella stopped driving at the beginning of the pandemic and will not start again until things change.
There's no money there, you know. You used to get a lot of prime time, overtime.
Uber and Lyft used to be able to charge surge pricing, higher rates, sometimes 2 or 3 times the normal fare during peak times in area where demand was high.
Due to the governor's mandates for no prime time, that's keeping me off the road. I usually drive at night. I drive when it's busy. I love making that extra money when it's busy.
Uber says pausing surge pricing during short-term emergency situations like storms and fires makes sense. But, quote, the COVID-19 state of emergency has now lasted for well over a year. And with the demand for rides continuing to increase as the state reopens, drivers and riders alike are being negatively affected by this regulation.
I get the messages every week to try to come back, to try to throw bonuses at you. But that's a quick fix, you know, it doesn't solve the problem.
Catella also places blame on the companies themselves for keeping drivers from getting back on the roads.
Lyft and Uber are part at fault. They've cut back their mileage charges down to nothing. It used to be like 25 cents a mile. It's down to like 8 cents a mile.
As drivers like Catella choose to stay home, the driver shortage means longer wait times or no rides at all. Fox 5 tried to book a ride Thursday evening. Lyft had a 29-minute wait. Uber said there were no cars available.
Customers should not be waiting 2-3 hours for a ride. And when you pick up a passenger that's been stressed for 2 or 3 hours getting a ride, their negativity comes into the ride and they blame you instead of Lyft or Uber. They take it out on the driver, and I just don't want to deal with that.
And tonight we reached back out to the governor's office to find out more about this. They did not give us a date or a timeline for changing the regulation, but they say they, quote, remain committed to being flexible and working with stakeholders. We are live tonight outside McCarran International Airport. Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.